Today on the Topping Show, Caitlin Clark is off Team USA, Kamala Harris beat Trump tweet is ratioed, Biden clip of Trump gets mixed results, Walmart is replacing their paper labels with screens, Marshalls and TJ Maxx to have their employees wear body cams, Nissan kills gas engine investment, California AutoZone is robbed by a mob over $11,000 just vanishes, and Kia to recall 460,000 of their SUVs over a fire risk. All of that and much more on the Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Guy says he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part podcast, you have Walmart replacing their paper labels with screens. The price point finally got down where it makes sense. And I subsequently also think the cost of labor has been just skyrocketing way too much in the United States. Now, these screens, I'll go ahead and I'll actually throw it on the screen. Probably not really intended, but these came about a couple years ago. Anecdotally speaking, one of the best use cases in the great state, or some might say the country of Texas, or properly pronounced Texas, would be Nebraska Furniture Mart, where all of their accessories and all the things they have for sale there, instead of having a paper price tag, which again takes time to print, takes money to print, and then you have to have an employee actually, place it on stuff. Well, they would have the digital ones, which them it's a feat of engineering. They also use technologies like Aruba Networks. Just look at the ceiling; it's not proprietary knowledge. And they have an instance where they have the dwell time. So if you stand in front of an object in front of Nebraska's Furniture Mart, the IT staff, or rather more accurately, the company knows how long you stand there. If you walk away, then you walk back, for you, the price actually will change. I'm not saying this will happen 100% of the time. I'm saying they have the technological capabilities, and it's in part because of those screens that easily just change that price point. Now, this is first brought to us thanks to Reuters, and then they say, quote, Walmart replaced paper shelf labels with digital print screens at 2,300 stores. Now, just reading this at the first note, and if you're watching the show, maybe you'll appreciate my little background behind me. The sign that I recently got was the Kmart sign, and it's actually exactly what it looks like in the picture here. Well, that's where they would actually flip the old numbers manually, made out of, well, in this case, that's plastic, or plastique if you feel so fancy. And in the Reuters article, it's actually showing an end label with the Walmart prices. And I thought that was going to be the first one. It's actually down to gum, which is astronomical. My local Walmart, again, anecdotally over in Texas, they already did that for all of them. So it's not just the items that are larger and more durable, where that price point would buy, you can maybe justify that little screen because, again, it's a t-shirt, it's going to be more revenue, more profit than a pack of gum. It's down to the pack of gum, which is also a technological well, you have the staff, it's not a nightmare, it's pretty eloquent, it all works together nicely, but imagine the logistics of having every product at Walmart have one of those little digital screens. That's a lot of devices. Their network is pretty robust, to say the least. Their IT network, I should be specific. So it's not just the end caps in this picture. Again, this is the end cap, just like the little Kmart sign I have here. That is where you just have it at the end of the aisle, or also by a specific bin of stuff. It's down to the gum. So I can't mention how many specific little screens are in these stores. What would that be? Maybe certainly more than 1,000. I mean, we're talking 5,000, 10,000 items. And that's astronomical. Now, of course, the big upside is they're going to save a lot of time and money because the employees no longer actually have to print these out, put them on there. And one of the biggest issues with IT is the human error. It's one of the reasons why so many companies are vulnerably attacked in terms of cybersecurity, being, bad guys getting in. More often than not, it's just social engineering, and the human error is all too often prevalent in those situations. Imagine that Walmart, an employee accidentally prints out the wrong price tag. Well, it's there on the shelf. The manager is probably, might lose money. The margins are pretty thin, especially for groceries. You're talking 2% profit. Well, the company's going to honor that, and in that case, they lost money. So you have that human error. Then you have the prices not aligning with the products. Maybe it should have been won over. Customers get irate. I mean, this is going to save them a lot of time and money long term. Now, this is by Shrita Carval over at Reuters specifically. And they say, actually, I'll leave the picture up there for you, and I'll actually just read on screen here. They say, quote, paper shelf price labels are going away at thousands of Walmart stores. The company said on Thursday announced an expansion of rollout digital shelf labels and will allow it to update prices on over 120,000 items within minutes. That's astonishing. 120,000 items. Wow. They say weekly updates to paper shelf labels typically took a store worker about 2 days. With digital labels, prices can be updated within 2 minutes. After a few clicks, there's a mobile app for workers called Me at Walmart, the company said. Wow. Now they say there should appear on all or 2,300 stores by 2026. This according to Greg Cathy, Senior VP of Transformation and Innovation at Walmart, which operates 4,700 U.S. stores. Let me see here. Now, one of the biggest pushbacks from consumers is this going to be like Wendy's, which shot themselves in the foot when they started to have fluctuating pricing, where they said, well, depending on what time of day, well, we're going to charge you more or less for a hamburger. Now, Walmart specifically says, again, it's directly from the headquarters, they say, quote, it's absolutely not going to be 1 hour the price is this, the next hour is that. Again, this is from Walmart, this during a Walmart annual shareholder meeting earlier last week. So that's not going to be the main point of contention, but I think for the average consumer, that's going to be the biggest concern they have is, well, are they going to change these prices, by the, right at the drop of a dime? No, this is just going to save them an astronomical amount of time, money, resources, and for the people who care about, recycling the environment, well, the screens is very similar to the technology that you had with the ebook readers. So it's not a bright, blaring OLED screen, making you blind. It's much more of a passive sort of font, as well as the e-ink that they use. And they look pretty attractive. I mean, now that I'm attracted to certain fonts, I mean, maybe suppose I am, but nevertheless, they look pretty good at the Walmart Andolie next to me. Now, here's another close-up of one of those images, or rather some of the screens you can see. And they have different sizes all the way down to, looks like the smallest one is maybe 2 inches, 3 inches by 2 inches for like the bubblegum ones. And then it goes all the way up to one that looks like traditional ebook size reader, where I have seen those. And it is amazing to see them at the stores. I mean, even down to, because everything from the t-shirts to the bubblegum, it's all there. So it'd be fascinating to see maybe during the next shareholder meeting where they actually talk about the ROI. Because again, whoever is a sales rep for this technology, let's just say they're moving up. They're driving a Cadillac. Well, I guess nowadays I don't know how many people want those except me. Which I would really want the Cadillac CTS 4 or V5 Blackwing. Because again, they come with a stick shift and it's great, awesome engineering. But nevertheless, that is a long sales cycle to convince Walmart to get these things. And yeah, imagine all the sensors, all those screens for one store. Multiply that by all those stores. That's going to be revolutionary. Now, it'll be interesting to see, do any competitors start to take this up as well? Again, the only time I've seen this in terms of a mass use case of this technology would be like Nebraska Furniture Mart. Now, let me know, have you ever seen this in the real world at your local food store or grocery store? Are you a fan of this? Do you have any preference at all? Let me know in the comments. As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leave a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.